In this video, I'm going to share 5 practical steps that you can take on your spiritual journey and get down to your own personal truth. Hi guys, my name is Ashley and I have been doing my best to live my life with intention for the last couple of years. What that means is I am constantly striving to be more authentic with myself and grow spiritually. This has led me on an incredible journey of self-discovery, where I have learned all sorts of amazing things about myself. And in this video, I want to share some of those practical steps with you that help me to get to where I am so that you can get there too. So the first step that I took was I asked myself, what is it that I even want to work on? Me personally, my goal was to work on more self-love. I actually stopped beating myself up and start liking myself more. At first, it felt a little strange, but it really took the pressure off of doing and being perfect. There were days where I felt like I really couldn't even deal with life, deal with myself, deal with my children, deal with my husband, okay? But I reminded myself in every single one of those instances that it's okay to not be okay. Let's work through this. And that is exactly what it is. Nobody's perfect. What we have to do is accept our humanness. When you are able to accept your flaws, good days become better and bad days don't seem as crippling as they normally would. So if you are anything like me and you feel that you could work on a little bit more self-love, then keep listening to the rest of these steps because I will show you exactly how spirituality can help you get there. The second thing that I did was I took the time out to journal and to reflect on my experiences. Journaling typically consists of you writing down your experiences, your thoughts, and things that you've been thinking on a specific topic or on various topics. When you're journaling, there is no set way to journal, but when you're first beginning, especially if you've not been a journaler or a writer or anything like that, and you're just starting out, listing it, or you could write a paragraph, whatever you are feeling in that moment, that is what you need to get done. The whole point of it is to get it from in here and get it on the paper. You want to get your thoughts, you want to see your thoughts, and so getting it on paper is the best route. If you cannot sit there and take, 30 minutes or however long it may take, you can start off by just writing for 5 minutes right before bed. Put a journal by your bed. If you have a little, if you have a little dresser or whatnot, put a little journal by your bed. Do that. Heck, if you need to, go hide in the bathroom. Go hide in the bathroom. Like me, I have 5 kids, and sometimes I like to hide in the bathroom. Lock the door so they can't find me. But whatever it is that you need to do in order to find that time for yourself to write, get your thoughts down so that you can see them, take it. And then a really important step is that, it's within the second step, but the really important thing is that even after you have written down your thoughts, what you felt your experience was, your perspective and things like that, it's good to then look and see what you wrote, reflect on it, ask yourself a few questions within that, and reflection is key because you want to see, you want to understand, and you want to even know how you feel the way that you do. And a lot of times when we're keeping things in here, we can't figure it out. So we got to put it down on paper in order to see it with our eyes. And then we can start to interpret what's going on with us. For me, writing down in my journal helped me to identify what I needed to cultivate self love within myself. And I also figured out what were the things that were bothering me. So it helped me to create a much more positive attitude, especially if I get into situations or instances that I don't really care for. It let me be more in tune with myself and my feelings, so that I could have a better attitude. Or even if I knew that I was going into a situation where it was going to be some mess, it's like preparing yourself mentally for that situation. One example that, I mean, I already knew this kind of, but one example that I, wrote about is like lateness. I hate being late. It bugs me. It drives me up the wall. Um, and I could write down, something, for instance, my husband, will be late or something, or the kids, will sit there and just take their sweet time because they feel like there's no, time in the world, and we're trying to meet an engagement. And I really realized that punctuality is very important to me. I do get frustrated, and now it's like, okay, so knowing these things, how can I prepare? How can I speak to my children to prepare for future references, future events, my husband and things like that, so that I don't get to that frustrated state, because we're getting to wherever it is that we need to go to on time. The third step that I took was I listed out goals that were attainable and realistic. So within my goals, I wanted to show myself love every day. I also wanted to make sure that my moods didn't control how I was feeling about myself. Another goal was for me to cultivate a positive attitude so that my surrounding was more positive, my intake, my perspective, all of those things were more positive, so I felt better. I also started getting massages every single month. I remember the first time that I went to go get a massage, the lady pretty much asked me if I was a construction worker, because my shoulders were so tense, like my back, like everything was just like tight. And I was like, no, I don't do manual labor in any type of way. Like, I work in the hospital. I mean, not like I'm like physically picking people up, but I work in the hospital. Like, I sit down, I walk, I'm dealing with the patients in the OR. So it's not like I was doing heavy lifting per se, but the consistent stress of work, of life, of husband, of children, all of that was weighing on my body. So I started getting massages every month. And it's not expensive, guys. Like, you can go to, you can try out different massage places. The place that I go to, I became a member. I do the whole membership thing. It's only $69 a month. I could spend $69 on anything in 2 seconds. So being cognizant of that, and it's like, okay, a way to show myself some love, I'm going to get a massage every month. And every month I get a massage. Another thing that I did was I bought a journal, a gratitude journal, and that was amazing because it had little prompts, and it's all about gratitude. And it's so funny because when you first start this, like when I first started the whole gratitude journal, it's not easy because it's so easy to list off so many negative things, so many, this is what's wrong, this is what needs to improve. And it's so difficult when you are first starting out to be grateful for anything in life. Um, it was really difficult at first, but it was a challenge and an amazing additive to my whole positive outlook, and within my spiritual journey. Now it's a lot easier to be grateful and to express gratitude when it comes to different things. But I definitely, when I first started writing in the journal, it was difficult. I would say that that's that is a good thing to do when you're trying to shift your perspective, when you are becoming more spiritual and becoming more one and connected with yourself. Just to be grateful just for you and who you are. The fourth step that I took was I became more open minded about different spiritual practices. Don't be afraid to try something new because honestly, guys, in order to get to where you need to get to spiritually, you have to, know different practices, go about it in different ways, in different areas of your spirituality. And you got to be open in order to do that, in order to embrace that. And that's really the only way that you can, that is the only way that you can elevate your spiritual mind. There are so many other things like meditation. I really enjoy meditation. That has helped me a lot actually throughout my journey. That's something that stays consistent with me. You have things like contemplations, visualizations, and then you have something that everybody knows about, which are affirmations. All of those things are good. They make spirituality, which is such a intangible thing, become a little more tangible to the point where you can be consistent with it. You can stick with it and stay with it. And you can see the growth within yourself. All of these different practices help for you to create more self-discipline, which is huge and super important. It gives you more self-control, more emotional control. All of those things are important, and so that's why it's a good idea to look into different areas of tools that you can get to help yourself. Last but not least, guys, number 5 is to find yourself some type of mentor or an accountability partner. So, with the whole COVID thing going on, it's not like I actually went out and got like a mentor or anything. But what I did do was I would listen to videos, podcasts, read books, all type of things like that. And that really helped me to stick with it. I'm very much interested, and I'm very determined to have more self-love, be more self-improved, um, increase my desirability of my environment and things like that. So I don't necessarily need an accountability partner. I pretty much am mine, but I know when you're first starting out, it's a difficult process, and you definitely, if needed, just like with exercise or anything else, if you need someone there with you to be accountable, then you can find someone and someone close to you, someone that is going to make you accountable for yourself if you cannot do it on your own. Another thing is I am creating a website. It's going to be called feedwomen.com. It is in the making right now, so it's not up online yet, but there you can become a member to that community. You can find accountability partners there with other like-minded women, and also you will be able to read a plethora of information on spirituality, on social intelligence, emotional intelligence, pretty much the 6 pillars that make you a whole person. You'll be able to find all of that information there. And so that'll be up and coming within the next few weeks. And you can find, accountability partners there. So there are resources out there to help support you throughout your journey. I am definitely one of those. Keep me in your pocket. I hope that you found this video very helpful. It can be a very daunting task to go on a whole spiritual journey, but in my opinion, it is so worth it. If you need or want any additional help, or you have any thoughts or comments about anything that I've shared today, just leave your comments below, like the video, share it with all of your other friends, and make sure that you subscribe for new content every week. I shall see you guys later.